Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar. Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar. Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah akbar. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad ya rabbi salli alayhi wa alihi wa sallim. Assalamu alaikum everybody. Let us start with Al-Fatiha. May this session, especially during Isra Mi'raj today, may this session be blessed and benefit those who are attending, those who will be watching the recording later, inshallah. My name is Khatim Hamidun. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Khatim Hamidun from Producers Public Outreach Committee. I will be your host and moderator for tonight. Welcome to our penultimate session for Online Family Festival of Firdaus. So this festival, alhamdulillah, is majorly funded by Mendaki's CLF fund. So we thank Mendaki for the full support of our program of family development. For those of you who had followed us through the weeks, we hope that you have found our sessions beneficial. So the first week we had a session on education. The second week we had a session on parenting. And this week we will continue with the parenting thread. And next week, inshallah, we'll be having a topic on marriage. So for tonight, again, our topic is very relevant to parents today who are constantly concerned about their parents' time of their children's time online, and their IT and gadget use. But before that, let me introduce you about Firdaus and maybe we can talk a bit about housekeeping. So yes. Go to the next page. We've already read Al-Fatiha. Okay, so Firdaus is a Malay Muslim organization that was founded in 1964. We have played a part in helping to shape the local Muslim community here for the past 6 decades, nearly 6 decades. Next year, our 60th anniversary actually. And also in education. So to reach these goals of society, we have 2 departments to lead us towards childcare wing. So Firdaus is a pioneer MMO childcare that embraces an integrated learning space for children. So that means children who has mild to moderate special needs and support mainstream children learn together in the same space and learn to learn together with their friends. So our center is also chosen by MCCY to cater to these children with needs. Our childcare centers service children from infants through K2, and we're located in Haldang, Jurong East, and also in Choa Chu Kang. Our other department is actually the Religious Education Department, or we call it IMAD Firdaus. One of our main offerings that we have is actually a weekend Islamic school, our Madrasah Firdaus, that has an experiential learning approach. So you can see here the kids are at a field trip. We believe that learning about Islam should not just be in the classroom, but they have to go out and learn about creation, about nature, and appreciate all these creations of Allah. For Madrasah Firdaus, we have levels from kindergarten through secondary school levels. Next is our post-secondary school, or our youth group. It is a certificate in Islamic studies for youth. So our approach continues on with experiential and service learning that are explored to a higher level. Again, we don't believe that learning about Islam should just be in the classroom, but they should also go out and be of service to the people and the community and go on expeditions and learn about leadership, through sweat, blood, and tears. Lastly, well, not really lastly, but we also have a component or a department for adult education. We have the basic Fardu Kifayah and Fardu Ain classes on Mengaji, on Salat, and we also have the advanced level for adults. One of them is actually the contemporary tafsir with Ustaz Dr. Hanif Hassan, which happens every other Friday. Besides that, we are also a charity and we accept zakat and donations. We are actually fundraising for our for our services and for operations. So if you see this coupon lying around, please know that it is legit. We're actually selling coupons for $18 a piece. And if you would like to get one, you can PM me and I will assist you with that. So the next in line for our online family festival is actually about marriage. Apa sahaja tak pahami, conflict and communication. And our speakers for this particular session next week will be Sis Suriati Abdullah, a family life educator, and Ustaz Ahmad Sari Naik tadi. So do click on, or not really click on, do go to the website as shared here, so you can register and enjoy the last session of the online family festival with us. Okay, so a bit of housekeeping before we start. So a bit of housekeeping before we start. Please bear in mind some of the rules that we have. Please know that this is a recorded activity. So whatever that is happening here, it is recorded, the chat box, the camera, everything. Ensure that when your camera is on, please dress for the camera. And we may use the stills here or recordings for future publicity, inshallah. All participants will be on mute, and you're expected to be in your best behavior. If you do not follow the rules, if you do not cooperate, I'm sorry, then you would be asked to leave. So if you do have questions for the speakers, please direct all your queries to the chat box so that we can attend to them during the Q&A session. So we'll be starting proper soon. So let me talk about our speaker for today, Sis Suriati. Sis Suriati, are you there? Would you like to wave? Okay. Okay, Sis Suriati. Sis Suriati is the senior counselor and principal consultant for SuChi Success Initiatives Private Limited. It is a training company that she made with her husband, 𝘍𝘈𝘔𝘐𝘈𝘓, right? She is also the principal trainer. She's also the principal trainer in the area of marriage preparation course, parenting education, and sexual education for children, youth workers, and also parents. So she has been playing a leading role in the Malay Muslim social work scene and the community since '89. And before she has her own SuChi Success, she was a manager in the family program development for MCYS, and she was also the head of the family development department in MUIS. So without further ado, Sis Suriati, can I get you to the stage and start your sharing?
Well, inshallah. Okay, 𝘍𝘈𝘔𝘐𝘓𝘠. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Before I share my slides, maybe I can just do the next sekejap lah. 𝘍𝘈𝘔𝘓𝘠. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Okay, Alhamdulillah. Yeah, the rest all mute, tak boleh jawab. Okay, then inshallah. So this program, inshallah, will be in English, right? And maybe I can intersperse with some Malay terms where necessary. Yeah, if the need. So for today, I will be sharing some slides with some of you pertaining to the whole issue or the whole topic on cyber wellness. Okay, and there will be basically some questions that I'm sure some of you are really really want to ask and back in your mind. But inshallah, you can put it as what Sister mentioned, Sister Hatin said, to can actually write it on the chat box. Yeah, so we can actually, entertain the questions at the end of it, inshallah. Okay, so if you have any question in between, okay, I normally when I conduct workshops, usually it's physical workshop, it's quite interactive lah. So if you require maybe if in all of it, if you think that you really want to ask questions whatsoever, you can actually maybe raise your hand or be, really interject at the chat box. Then maybe I can, try to answer the questions lah, inshallah. Okay. So we'll start first. I will be sharing the slide. Okay, hold on. Oops. Wait, hold on, where is it? Hold on. Okay, it's here. Okay. All right. Okay, so inshallah, as what I think all of you know, today's topic is actually about cyber wellness, yeah. And topic, I think I like the topic now is like, very I think the main the main topic, don't swipe left, okay, is very cool cool like if we actually refer to the teens nuances now, where they use the word swipe left, swipe right, swipe left, swipe right. Again, that means like don't swipe left, means you just let it go. Swipe right, you actually want to know more information. Okay, yeah. So now, are you able to? Damia, your internet connection is unstable. Is it okay now? Can you hear me loud and clear?
You were breaking up a bit just now.
Breaking up. Is it okay now? Okay, yeah, okay. So now, for today, I think what is important is for us, what is it about cyber wellness, and very important, especially for us parents. And I'm sure some of you here are parents of young children, parents of teenagers, parents of adolescents. All of us want our children to grow up this person, to be able to be a responsible person, when they grow up. Yeah. So basically, what is cyber wellness? Okay. Now, I think most of you also know that when you have children who goes to primary school, who goes secondary school in Singapore, cyber wellness is actually a program within CCE, which is the character citizenship education program within in the schools, right? So cyber wellness itself is actually being taught by teachers, and it focuses what exactly is cyber wellness. It actually focuses on the well-being of our students as they navigate through cyberspace. So the curriculum equips students with the knowledge and skills, to harness the power of ICT, okay, for positive purposes, maintain a positive presence in cyberspace, and be safe and responsible users of ICT. Now, this is basically taken from MOE's website, and we know that MOE, when they conduct programs, they have specific objective to achieve. As we know here, what we see here is basically to make the students, to be responsible students persons who actually navigate this cyberspace, right? The purpose is to maintain positive presence. That means they acknowledge the fact that our children, who goes to the national schools, they will definitely be present in the cyberspace. They will be what we call citizens of cyberspace, right? So this is one of the objectives of the cyber wellness. And besides that, wellness refers to positive well-being of internet users. I'm defining what cyber wellness is all about through the MOE's curriculum, and then see how ourselves as parents, how are we prepared, or how can we play a role to support this program, right? So through cyber wellness education in CC, respectful, yeah, safe and responsible users of technology, and be a positive peer influence, advocating for the good of the community online. Okay, it's very interesting, yeah, because later I'm going to share on some of the pros, some of the cons, some of what are the impact of using cyber world, of being a netizen, right? So it involves an understanding of harmful online behaviors and awareness, understanding of the risk, yeah, understanding of the risk of harmful online behaviors, awareness of how to protect oneself and other internet users from such behaviors. So from here, we can actually see that MOE provides this, the curriculum actually is comprehensive, yeah, because it actually not just share, it is not just acknowledge the importance of, be a responsible user of technology, but also understands the risk involved when they go into online, when they interact in the online world, right? So besides this, okay, now this is what Emily actually hopes, okay? Because when they when they teach cyber wellness at school, okay, in fact, for that any other subject, yeah, in school, yeah, parents, teachers, yeah, MOE also, of course, expect parents to actually play a key role in the children's development, in their children's growth. I think all of us know that it is an understatement, right? On parental roles at home. Yeah, how parents can actually provide that conducive environment that actually provides a good supportive role in the development and in the program that they have at school. So MOE states in the curriculum that parents should play a key role in their children's growth. Students benefit the most when the home and school environments are tuned to each other. So that means parents are expected to play that supporting role. Yeah. So in order for parents to play that supporting role, they must know what is it are being taught in school. Yeah, especially wellness, right? And there are many issues. There are many in relation to cyber wellness. So I'll stay safe and positive and have that positive experiences. Yeah, parents can. This is very interesting. Yeah. Parents can activate parental controls. What do we mean by parental controls on your home devices? Okay, home devices. I'm sure we have lots of home devices. Okay, at home, and not just handphone. We have computers, right? We have laptops. Yeah. So these are all our home devices. What do we do with it? Do we just let it be, or do we control? Do we manipulate to our own benefits? Do we take advantage of those devices so that for maximum purposes? Yeah. So besides that, parents are also expected to be model good digital habits. Good digital habits for your child. So what does it mean by good digital habits? Okay, this is something where we can actually discuss, where we can actually share later. What do we mean by digital habits? Okay, so do we, as an example, do we have our handphones all the time at home? Do we bring our handphones, example, yeah, our tablets, yeah, when we go to the toilet, yeah, those are basically digital habits. Okay? So bringing handphones into the toilets, is it good digital habits or is it a bad habit, right? Okay, this is one example. So one of the expectations, yeah, of MOE, yeah, is to be so for parents model, of having good digital habits, right? And then setting ground rules for internet use. Okay, this is very interesting because I'll be touching also on setting ground rules. Why is it important for us to have ground rules in internet use in regards to usage of devices, in regards to usage tablets, handphone, computers, right? All those things, yeah. And also, another expectations is basically navigate the internet together to understand their usage. So now, navigate the internet together. Now, this is actually depends. To me, it depends on the age appropriateness of your child. Yeah, so usually at maybe in primary school or maybe in early primary school, yeah, especially in using the computers at home. Yeah, this is one expectations in order for parents to give proper guidance, yeah, to their children to use the internet together, right? Again, in using the internet together, do we have, quote unquote, yeah, do we have the precious, do we set aside, yeah, specific time in order for us to be together with our children? Now, if we have one, maybe we can spend more time with the child. But if we have 2, 3, 4 different levels of age group, right? Different levels of education, some in primary, some in secondary. How do we do that? How can we spend time in navigating the internet together, right? So this calls for actually a time and calls for what exactly is our arrangement at home, our ground rules at home, yeah, and the controls that we set at home. Okay, all right. So if I can, Miss Hatim, boleh? Okay. Now, before I proceed further, I would like to ask some questions in order for us to be reminded of what happened in the past during our time. Okay, and okay, some questions. Yeah, do you remember how old were you when you had your first handphone? Do you remember? A non-smartphone. Okay, maybe I come from okay, what generation? X generation, Z generation. Okay, when did you have your hands on a smart handphone? Okay, why did I ask this question? Because, okay, for me, example, I'm in the 50s. Okay, I'm in the 50s. First handphone was, I remembered was only when some of my friends, okay, at that time when I was in MUIS, I was in the family development department. Okay, my friends all already had their own handphones. I was asked actually to phone, and at that time, if you could, was a call zone, the call zone concept, yeah, where you can only call out a person from a certain zone area. And that it is not even a smartphone, okay, it's a non-smartphone, okay, and that was probably the year, maybe the year 2000, 22 years ago, right? Okay, so now, do you remember how old your child was when he or she has his or her own handphone? Was it a smart handphone? Right? Was it a smartphone? So if we, okay, at that time, and I'm 50, so I had my phone about, my first handphone was about 22 over years ago, possibly in my 30s, right? Yeah, so now, your own child, okay, let's say if he or she is in primary school, okay, would she be given a handphone at that age? Okay, so question mark. Yeah, so these are basically questions for us to trigger our thought processes along this issue of cyber wellness. Okay, and I have another question. Besides handphone, okay, do you remember how old were you when you had your first laptop when you had your hands on the computer or laptop? Was it a computer for work only? Okay. I asked this question: when did you have your hands on a multifunction computer or laptop? Why did I ask this question, multifunction computer? Because I remember when I was in, at that time was MCYS, Ministry of Community Development. So, at that time, we did not have the luxury of our own personal computers. Now, servants are given laptops for them to actually do their work, okay? For them to submit reports, okay? For them to download information, for them to interact, for them to bring the laptop to workspaces outside the office, yeah? So things have gone really very advanced now. Last time, previously, maybe in the, I joined the civil servants in 1989, right, until 1994. So basically, late 90s to early 90s, we were using that fat computers, okay? And we do not have laptops at that point of time. We were using this, okay, at that time. Yeah, save, it was meant for work only. That particular computer was not able to do multifunction. Was not smart us to actually, go to the internet. At that time, there wasn't any internet. There wasn't any cyberspace, right? So cyberspace only happened, what, 10, 15 years. Okay. Do you remember how old your child was when he or she starts using a computer or laptop? Yeah, do you remember? Okay, was it just for school work, for general learning, okay, or play? So what was it, right? So you can really see a very extreme polars here of experiences, our own personal experiences. You are probably in your 30s, in your 40s, or your late 20s. You already have maybe you have one or two children. Yeah. So at that time, yeah, when you start using your computer or your laptop, you probably already have a computer's laptop which are linked to the cyberspace, right? Yeah, the internet immediately, right? Our children, okay, when they start using, how old are they, right? Do you remember, okay, when they first start? Maybe your child is in primary school. When is the first time you allow them to use the computers? Was it for schoolwork? If it's for schoolwork at primary school, yeah, at which level? Okay, P1, P2, P3, P4. Okay, so these are questions where you can actually, share. You can actually maybe do some sharing later. All right. Okay. Okay. Miss Hatim, please let me know if there's any questions along the way. Yeah. Okay. Now, so this is basically reflection time. Okay. So the questions I gave just now was what comes to mind is basically time, lifestyle, yeah, wants and needs have changed tremendously from our time to now to our children's time, right? It has actually, changed tremendously. Okay. When we talk about time, of course, the 90s and the now the 2000, our generation, our children's generation now, it really has tremendously changed. The advance of technology and modern lifestyle has made the usage of gadgets, computers, and going online becomes a necessity. So this is a very big question, that we may want to discuss, reflect, ponder, and make our own decision, right? Computers now going online, are they become a necessity now? Or is it just wants or needs? Or is it really a necessity, part of our lifestyle now? Okay, right. So have we become a social media creature? Yeah, social media creature. Okay. I think many of us, I'm sure, parents, teachers, myself included, right? Every one of us, most of us, I have not met with anyone who do not have social media. Yeah, some of us have a few social media accounts. Okay, I'm close myself, from opening any more social media accounts, because I don't think I can afford the time. I don't think I can afford the commitment, the responsibility, right? That's for me personally. For us as parents, how do we see ourselves, okay, in relating to social media interactions? Okay, so do we agree on this? Okay, something for us to actually ponder to share. So statistics for 2023. Okay, it's a very quick summary. Okay, basically, I'll be quite fast in sharing. Later, I'm sure there are a lot of questions, so we can do an interaction. We can do basically sharing. Yeah? So there are currently 4.95 billion. I'm not talking about million, billion active internet users worldwide. 4.9, almost 5 billion people, okay, who uses the internet actively for whatever purposes, for work, for research, okay, for a lot of things. Okay, 65.6, about 66% of the entire world's population has internet access. Okay, only very few places, okay, where internet is not accessible. But even though those be the north, in the south, but basically almost the entire world has got internet access. There are 4.2 unique mobile internet users worldwide, which makes up to 54.6 or 55% of the global population. That means half of the world's population have got mobile internet users. Children, babies, right? Or maybe the elderly, right? So that would actually make up the other maybe less 50%. So internet users spend an average. Okay, this is very interesting. Internet users spend an 6 hours and 56 minutes on every day. Okay, for whatever it is. Okay, almost 7 hours. Almost 7 hours. Now, how is it for Singapore? This is very interesting. Again, these are all when we do your research over the online. You can actually, people spend daily average 7 hours online. Okay, now South African followed by Filipinos use the internet most with daily average over 10 hours per day. What about Singapore? Right? Okay, the average internet user is 16 to 64. Imagine that, 64 years. Think when we ourselves, maybe when we grow older, all of us will already become internet savvy, right? So I think the age span would be wider, right? Countries including Brazil, Argentina, Singapore. There you see Singapore, right? Portugal, India, and the US also spend more time than the average on the web, more time than the average. If the average is about 7 hours, we may use more, okay? Especially when we do research, when we do work online, okay, when we add up, especially for those executives, or for those even learners, okay, students, okay, you study at school, you study in the institution. When you go back home, you do your research. Sure, it actually will take more than 6 hours, right? Okay, more than half. This is another Google annual online survey which was conducted in 2020. It says here that more than half of Singapore children encountered inappropriate content. Yeah, so inappropriate content in 2020. This is actually an annual study poll. 3,000 over parents in Asia and in Australia who have at least one child aged between 5 1,445 parents, okay, with at least one child aged between 5 to 17. A total of 315 parents in Singapore represented here in the survey. Okay, the survey you can actually steal the reference there. It's in Today Online. You can actually go online and look for the specific details of the survey. And we can see here study the results of the study. One of the Singapore respondents, more than half, 54% said that their children saw inappropriate content. It is a sharp increase from 38% in 2019. Now, 2020 is the year of the COVID, all right? It was the year of the COVID. So there were a lot more people online because of the lockdowns in all over the world. Yeah, because of the increase, people were not able to go out, right? So actually we turn to online. It becomes again, quote unquote, to get information from online. So another 42% said that their children had overshared information such as personal data, compared with 31% in 2019. So you see here, there is an increase in sharing, okay, by the children. Okay, if you see here, it's quite a big amount of increase, yeah, from 31% to 42%, more than 10%, yeah. So it's down here, it's indicated as sharing personal data. So again, with the background of COVID-19 during in 2020, so possibly the personal data sharing will be in relation to COVID-19 information, yeah. So I think the governments all over the world will ask for a lot of personal data, yeah, I suppose. Okay, so now, the study again found that Singapore had the 4th highest cyberbullying encounters in the region. Compared with who? With 1 in 4, 25% parents reporting that their children had been affected. So 25% of parents reported that, children have been affected. What was it about just now? We mentioned what? Okay, cyberbullying. Okay, not just now about appropriate content, but also another issue in cyber wellness is basically about cyberbullying. So 4th highest cyberbullying encounters in the region. All right. So around 35% said that their children had received unwanted attention from strangers online. 14% reported their children had encountered scams, and 12% experienced being hacked. So these are basically information that have been shared, yeah, to show that Singapore families are not unique. Basically, we share the same challenges. Okay, when in relation going into cyberspace. All right. So down here, we also there is also a related. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Right. So there's also a related issue on cyberbullying, which what we call now as a cyber pandemic, not just the COVID-19 pandemic, cyber pandemic. Among the biggest risks for Singaporean kids is cyberbullying. How can we, as parents, okay, prevent our children being, first of all, being victims of cyberbullying, or how can we protect our children from being a victim, or how can we prevent our children from being cyber bullies themselves? Okay, so these are things that we need to think about. These are the things which we need to actually take control of. Why is okay to online just and lewd content is not new. Okay, in fact, doing cyber wellness workshop, I've actually been doing this since 2014. We've been doing this since 2013 actually also, right? So and you see, and it is being exposure online of dangers. Yeah, it's very grave now. Okay, but the stay home measures spawned by the COVID-19 pandemic has led to a sharp uptick in such encounters. So more and more families, more and more children, more and more parents themselves also are exposed to the online dangers. So these well-founded Singaporeans spend more time online due to pandemic. Okay, now this is what Google says. Okay, the circuit breaker was the partial. It says an average of 3.6 hours daily pre-pandemic to about 4. The finding by Google, but the finding by the earlier survey was more. Okay, so possibly it could be more. Okay, so for children in particular, many had to do their schooling online. Of course, we know, right, as HBL, the home-based learning. As a consequence, Google said that this has resulted in relaxed house rules to internet access for educational, social, and entertainment purposes. So are we relaxing the rules, or should we tighten the rules, or should we balance, or should we have a balance with our children in regards to providing them safe space when they navigate the cyberspace? Very interesting from the study again, what parents are doing or not doing. This is interesting. Why? Because the study says that parents, 62% of Singapore parents had increased concern about their children's online well-being during the public health crisis during the COVID-19 pandemic. 62% of were concerned. Okay, increased concern. However, parents in Singapore were that, sorry, this is not my word, but it is the word used by the study itself. So third worst in the region when it came taking action, such as using family safety features and parental controls to protect girls' online safety. Okay, sorry, excuse me for a while. So, worse in the region, right? So in the region, okay, we are concerned. Okay, we are aware of the did we take action? So I think that is another questions to ask. Okay, 1 in 5, which is 20% of the respondents said that they have not done anything to address online safety concerns. Okay, only Australia 30% and Japan 41% fared worse. First, the first line was Japan, followed by Australia, and Singapore was next. Where we do not take action. So more than a 37% have never spoken to their children about online. Now this is concerning, right? 37%. Okay, so of course maybe inshallah, the 3% of parents spoke to children. And maybe they know that cyber wellness is being taught in school. So hopefully inshallah. So we hope that we are 3% who have spoken, who have talked about taking control of the situation with regards to cyberspace. Now, again, in Singapore, less than half of the parents polled are using features such as YouTube parental controls or Google Safe Search. Okay, now in YouTube, there are parent controls. There are also Google Safe Search using it. Okay, so these findings showed that Singaporean parents were confident that their children were capable of protecting themselves. Google said, really? So that is actually a question that we want to ask ourselves. Are we basically giving whole, confidence, letting them go? Are we letting them go in cyberspace without giving any boundaries, without giving any rules or regulation? Okay, and when group, okay, age appropriateness, okay, so do we allow them, okay, for let's say our child in primary school, our child in in kindergarten, in preschool, all right, or our children in secondary school. Okay, do we set any rules or terms or conditions in using the devices or the gadgets? Okay. So I've shared some of the important information, okay, about cyber wellness. Okay, so now what do we do? Okay, what do we do? How can we start taking control at home? Maybe I pause for a while. Is there any questions as of now, Ms. Hatim? Or do I continue?
Yeah, you can continue unless
Okay.
anybody wants to give a shout out. You know, you can unmute your ask. That's fine too.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now, okay. So what do we do as parents? Yeah. Here, what can we do? What you can do as parents? Get more knowledge and skills. Get more knowledge and skills, and watch. And watch the attitude. Okay. Why did I say watch the attitude? We need to have the proper attitude when we want to impart. Okay. When we want to do the parenting with regards to cyberspace, with regards to cyber wellness. Okay, so attitude means how do we go about, how do we approach it? Okay, and the question also, how do we re-evaluate, okay, our family values? Okay, do we have family values in regards to cyber wellness? What are our family values? Do we need to make a stand? Okay, do we need to emphasize, okay, our family values, okay, to our children? One example of family values is about looking, about watching, about observing. Example, yeah, of inappropriate scenes, okay, and when in TV, even in in the internet, or in YouTube, okay. So do we have such? What do we do? Okay, what are our family values with regards to that? And usage of language, okay, in cyberspace, in the internet, okay, in the interaction, the language that we use. Do we have any particular family values with regards to that? Do we share with our children? So observe, assess, monitor. Observe, assess, start talking, practice open communication. And the most important thing, guide, share, educate, set rules. I think setting rules is very important, but how do we set the rules? What are the rules to set? Okay, and what happens when rules are? I know that there are certain questions with regards to setting rules. Okay, what happens? You set the rules. Okay, only 1 hour after you've done your homework. But what happens when your child break the rules? Do you have any besides setting the rules? Do you provide any rewards and punishment? Okay, sometimes parents forget. Okay, when setting boundaries. Okay, when setting rules, not just rules, but boundaries, because our children will continue to test our boundaries. They will continue to break the rules. But when they test our boundaries, when they break the rules, what do we do? Okay, in the first place, do we set any rewards or punishment if they break rules? Do we share with them, or do they agree to the rewards and punishment? Okay, when we talk about punishment, we must also talk about the rewards. Example, if they follow the rules, they did not break the rules for 1 week, what do the rewards do they get? Okay, if Abang has been very good, if Adik has been very good, do not touch the gadgets. Okay, do we provide some reward? Okay, ice cream, example, yeah. Okay, maybe, I'm not sure if more screen time is a good reward, okay, but other activities, example, I don't know, it could be higher allowance a little bit, yeah, maybe more, maybe by $1, by $2, yeah, that will increase their savings, right? So that's one of the rewards that you may want to buy. All right, okay, think about, okay, and what are the rules that you, what are the punishment, okay, do you share? Okay, punishment example, when they break the rules, okay, do parents already make the children agree to the set of rewards and set of punishment? If abang break the rules, if adik break the rules more than 1 hour, what is the punishment? Okay. Lesser screen time, example, you basically do withdrawal, you withdraw. And do you follow through? Okay, this is actually I remembered part of the parenting workshop that we do, that we did previously on boundary setting. Okay, actually another parenting issue, a parenting topic that can be discussed. All right, because actually in relation to this setting of rules. Yeah. Okay, now in relation to getting more information, what are the useful websites that we can share? I have actually is very I went in my search, in my research for this topic particularly. Okay, now there are some very useful websites in Singapore itself. We have, in fact, with regards to MOE's curriculum. Okay, with regards MOE works very closely with HPB Health Promotion Board in promoting good values with regards to mental wellness, with regards to cyber wellness. Okay, so they also work inter-ministry. Example here, you have the IMDA, right? The media, yeah, in IMDA for the government. Okay, where they have Digital for Life. This is a very good website to me, where they actually provide you with a lot of information on digital wellness. Okay, go to the website and you can actually see the resources that you can actually use, okay, in order to set standards, in order to set terms and conditions, okay, in order for you to help yourself to be more well fed with information. Okay, so now these are another website which is recommended by the IMDA. Okay, now very interesting, okay, because in my findings also, you can actually see here that okay, yeah, this is actually government website as well, but this is in Australia. This is in Australia. Okay, now it is a recommended website by IMDA, right? Now it is to a certain extent, to me, to a certain extent, there are a lot of useful information, okay, useful information, but, okay, now, because you yourself, okay, you go into cyberspace, you go into internet to get information. Now, we as parents, we ourselves need to be very mindful. We ourselves need to have the values already in ourselves on what we want to, or what we know as good and bad for ourselves, for families, for our children. Okay, this is very important, because when you go into these websites, there are a lot of information, not just information, there are a lot of belief system, there are a lot of ideologies, okay, out there, okay, that may give information which are counter, which do not follow, okay, your belief system, which do not follow your values. All right, so what do we take from this website? What do we take from this information? How do we filter the information? How do we identify if the information given is relevant, one, accurate, second, whether it is in line with our values or with our belief system.
Sorry, Madam Suriati.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have one question. My name is Muhammad Iskandar. Regarding the family values, according from your own opinion, just want an advice from you, Madam. How do you describe family values from your own opinion? Can you elaborate more on that part for the family? Your own opinion. Yeah. Thank you, Mama.
Thank you
Yeah,
for.
okay.
Okay,
Sorry
right. Okay.
to ganggu.
No,
Sorry.
it's okay. But
Thank you.
okay, I understand. I've been mentioning about these values, family values many times. Yeah. Okay. In the year 2000, when I was in MUIS, Islamic Religious Council, we actually came up with the set of family values. Okay, it is called Taqwa, TAQWA. Very easy, yeah. TAQWA, Taqwa family values. Okay, what are these family values? If you want to know more family values from the mainstream, you can go to Ministry of Community Development, Youth and Sport. Now MSF, they have their own set of family values. Now, if we talk about the Muslim family values, okay, this value of tanggungjawab, amanah, kuah, which is kekuatan, okay, in whatever that you do, okay, in your family values, one of the family values to be strong, to be equipped with knowledge, part of being strong, okay, kuah, okay, so tanggungjawab, amanah, kuah, wawasan, okay, wawasan, okay, which is wawasan, which is being visionary, okay, we have vision for the family, all right, and then akhlak mulia, okay, akhlak mulia, which means good akhlak, good character. So these values are basically, these are the family values that we have back then, and I think it is still relevant, Muslim family values, which you can have. So I mean, in each of your family, you may have already your own family values. Example, to uphold amanah, to be responsible, right? To be responsible meaning to be, when you are responsible in the internet, using of internet, you are responsible not to ditch out, not to cyberbully. When you are being responsible, okay, you will inform me, okay. So this is in relation to rules and regulation as well, right? So if you find any indecent website, okay, do you still continue to look? Do you still continue to serve? Okay, do you tell me? So what is our family values? To be responsible, to be amanah. So you tell that, you share that, you inculcate those values, okay, to your young children. Okay, when they grow up, when they become teenagers, when they become adolescents, they know, my father said, okay, in my family, we uphold being amanah, okay, being responsible, being truthful. So this is an example of family values. Okay, I hope I answer your question. All right. Okay, so now the next one. So in this particular website, although they have very interesting resources, so if you actually see here, my news have been shared. Now you click one particular icon, okay, it will bring you to another platform where they share the resources in the first place. Okay, question again. So as parents, you need to have that critical thinking. You need to have already, as I mentioned, your own family values. Now, in the first place, why do you need to share nude photos online? Is this in sync with your family values? So this is the question. All right. Now, next page. Okay. Now, as parents, you too need to be very careful. Okay, what are the values undermining these principles or stand? Now, example. Okay, we talk about website, we talk about ideologies. All right, so here, okay, it's like so many things that you want to talk about. So many topics in relation to cyber, yeah. Being out or gender diverse online now. Again, the question here, what are the values? Okay. You can click that icon, you can get information. Now, the line, the rest all you can actually read on your own. You can use your own critical thinking to think what is good, what is bad for you, what is good, what is bad for your family, what is good, what is bad for your children. Okay, now when I click that particular icon, this is what they share with you. Being out, trans or gender. So here, okay, now if you read further, okay, there are plenty of ways LGBTQI plus young people use the internet to connect with each other. Now, I mentioned about ideology. So again, all right, when your children surf the website, surf the internet, okay, if they find any ideologies which are not in sync with your family values, okay, what do they tell? What is the action that they take? Do you share this with your children? Do you share this with your young children in the primary school? Or do you share this with your teenage, adolescent children? Okay, what do? Come to mama, come to baba, ask questions, okay? Come to your teachers to ask questions, okay? And then get more information. Let's discuss about this, okay? Now, do you do that? So these are really very big issues. Now, this is just about, not just, this is one big topic in internet, in LGBTQ. Now, there are other ideologies outside, okay? We have a lot more, okay? A lot more. Talk about faith, and we talk about all other things in the internet. So, is what do we tell our children? What do we tell our teens? What do we tell our young children? Okay, now I go further. Okay, I go further. Okay, to what do we do if there is an issue of harassment? Now I go into the specific topic, yeah. Okay, in relation to cyber wellness, because there are some of the sound or some of the negative effects of the cyber world, or information that your children need to know, okay, is about harassment. Okay, harassment is a criminal offense under Singapore law, punishable, okay, jail. Okay, now harassment generally refers to the non-physical forms of harm or intimidation. Non-physical form. Now, non-physical forms can also take place in cyberspace. It can take place in cyberspace. So sexual harassment or even harassment, okay, can take place in cyberspace. So sexual harassment refers to unwelcome sexual advances, comments of sexual nature, okay, requests for sexual favors, harassment or comments about an individual's gender, all which create a hostile work environment. So all these things we need to be wary of. What do we tell our children? I do this very quickly because it has got something to do with the cyberspace. So if you look at the POHA, or the Prevention of Harassment Act, okay, what does it constitute? Intentionally harassing, alarming, causing distress, behaving in ways that are likely to cause alarm or distress another party. Instilling fear through provocation or violence, insulting or behaving in an indecent, abusive, threatening manner, okay, towards public officials, public service workers. Unlawful doxing. Now, number 6, very interesting, means by doxing, okay, internet vigilantes, okay, now, publish personal information about someone in the whole thing, okay, this is what we call as shame. This was added to the POHA as of 1st January 2022. There was a case in Singapore. Remember the case of this Grab person, okay, taking the records and that kind of thing. So, so she was shaming the Grab driver or something like that. Yeah. So they came up with this. Okay. So this is what we call as doxing. So we need to actually warn our children about being part in taking part, if unnecessarily, I mean, in taking part in this action. Now, if they're being harassed online, okay, what can parents do to actually support your child? Okay, these are the things which even also in the website, okay, on wellness, they have all this information where you can read, okay, you can download, you can share with your children. Talk to someone you trust, talk to a family member, to counselor, of talk to me as a parent, okay? Report the harasser now. Report the harasser to the social media platform, okay? If you want to report to all platform or to that particular social media platform. What you need to do that, you need to get your child to work with you to give the information. Okay, keep all the evidence, contact the authorities. Okay, if it's really it has come to to a situation where warrants the involvement of of the police, then you may need to make a police report, or maybe get a lawyer to give you some some information before you make any or before you take any legal actions. Okay, so you are basically, in Singapore we are protected under POHA protection, basically the Protection from Harassment Act. Okay. And these are the information, okay, the social media platforms where we can actually go to in every social media platform. There are a couple, there are a lot of places where you can actually report. Okay, they always have that somewhere in the platform. Okay, again, getting more information. What is inappropriate content? Do we know what is inappropriate content? Okay, do we share with our children what are inappropriate content? Content promoting hate based on race, religion, disability, sexual preference. Content promoting violent extremism. Content which are explicit, sexually explicit. Content which are real or simulated violence. Content advocating unsafe behavior such as self-harm or eating disorders. Now, because when our children surf the website for maybe for education, for learning purposes, okay, how do they basically assess, how do they filter those information? How do they know if those information are inappropriate? So these are the things where we as parents can actually share with our children. So you can see here the resources are there. Better Internet s.sg. There are a lot of websites which are useful. We can actually go to and learn ourselves, okay, as parents. How can I stop my child from accessing inappropriate content? I think there are also a lot of questions on this. What do we do? Okay, there are two ways. Basically, your child might come across inappropriate content on purpose. Okay, on purpose, maybe because they are they want to know. Okay, someone told them in school, the friends told them, hey, there's just a good website, hey, come, let's go and see, and that kind of thing, right? Or accidentally, okay, maybe it pops up on the screen, okay, while they surf, okay, something came out, or they went into the dark side, the dark side of the internet, okay. So what do we do? To stop the access to inappropriate content, you can take two approaches. So again, here, these are solutions: technology and the child. So you can see here, technology meaning, what is the meaning of technology? Here, we mentioned very much earlier, okay, which is to use filtering, family filtering software. Norton, there are a lot, yeah. Avast, right? There are a lot of family filtering software. Use parental controls. I actually there is a hyperlink there, okay, in the betterinternet.sg, okay, in India resources. I wouldn't want to go, due to lack of time, to be very specific here, is very technical. You go into the this website and look for it, because this is one of the recommended website, yeah, for cyber wellness, which is how do we parental controls which can filter content, allow you to monitor your child's use, and even block the use of specific sites. Okay, install an ad blocker as inappropriate content often pops up in advertisement. Report offensive content to the site administrator, flag or report links. Okay, then for the child, okay, again, okay, I've mentioned earlier, the way to go is always open communication. Okay, stay close to your child, and age appropriate conversation, okay, content which is inappropriate. Okay, scroll down, yeah, down here you can actually again, the same website, Teach them, not just talk, but teach, encourage them, they trust, reassure, do not pinpoint, okay, do not say that it is their fault, okay. Once you come up with that kind, I mentioned just now, be careful of your attitude, okay. We are here to guide our child, okay, especially the young children. They themselves may be very afraid when they actually accidentally found or go into a particular website which they do not intend to. Okay, they may be very afraid themselves. So how do you calm them down? Okay, and then take appropriate action. Do you know? Okay, or do you share with your child? Okay, about CAD. What is CAD? Control action. Control what? Delete. Sorry, yes, sorry. Okay, give me 1 minute. I got a cat inside my room. Okay, that was an advertisement. Okay, all right. So I mentioned just now, what do we do? Okay, for the child, encourage, reassure, remind them not to click on unfamiliar links. Okay, and then tell them not to respond if some inappropriate content. So now, when someone send them through inappropriate content, now you would need to know what are inappropriate. Okay, you need to share. Okay, you need to share with them what it means by inappropriate. Okay, is it a is it the outlook, the feel? Okay, in anything. Okay, anything which is to you is inappropriate. Okay, and then here. How many minutes I have, Cik Hatim? How many more minutes? I've got a few more slides.
We're now at 9:15. I think you can share about 5 more minutes before we open for any more questions. So
9:15.
Yes, 9:15.
Okay, inshallah. Okay, now, sorry.
Yeah, time goes so fast.
Okay. I think there is a question on online addiction. How do we know if our children is addicted to online addiction, especially gaming? I know parents are struggling how to control, how to limit, how to reduce their screen time, especially to games. So addiction cannot be measured in hours. Addiction cannot be measured in hours. This is what somebody said here, Dr. 𝘍𝘈𝘔𝘐𝘓 from the Media Literacy Council. Now, Media Literacy Council is also another website where you may want to actually go to get more information, very useful information. Okay, addiction cannot be measured in hours. It's more about the type of usage. As long as it causes damage to a child's social or functioning, it can be considered an addiction. So if your child spends about 2-3 hours, 4 hours using the internet to learn, to engage with someone, if it doesn't cause any academic functioning, it doesn't cause any negative effects, it is not considered as addiction. But even if 1 or 2 hours, 3 hours, they get anxiety, they get low morale, or maybe they've been the victim of cyberbullying, or maybe or they've been pressured to spend more time in games. All right, so that can be considered as addiction if they want to keep coming back, and then it stopped them from doing any useful or positive activities. All right, so here another resources there, betterinternet.sg. Okay, in betterinternet.sg, okay, there is even a PDF where you can actually download. Okay, very interesting. You can even download, okay, to actually for you to okay, yeah, to know. Okay, how do I know if the child is addicted to the internet? There, okay, look out if they have signs of addiction, lack of self-control, throwing of tantrums, yeah, irritability when not on the device. When you stop them, they become very irritated. Okay, they start banging, they start showing tantrums, loss of sleep. Okay, health issues such as eye problem and backaches, and because they too long playing games, too long on the online. Drop in grades because they're focused not no more in academic, but more in okay, already there. The signs to look out for. And then, how can I help my child to overcome digital addiction? It is always the alternative. It is always the alternative. How do we refocus the shift? How do we shift the focus of our child from just the internet, from just the gadgets, to doing other useful, positive things? Okay, how can we bring them out of the house? How can we engage them in sports, in music? How can we, get them to, how can we reward them? How can we show them that we care? Okay, those are many things, okay? Device-free time as a family during car rides and meet, a lot of things. Engage them. How do we engage them? How do we play games with them? Example, not using internet. There are a lot of games that we can play. Like we used to have, like playing the, what do you call that? Chess. Playing the, because these are thinking games. Okay, there are a lot of thinking games, physical games, all right, board games, all right, all this. Okay, because it helps to actually also develop the thinking, the creativity, the critical thinking of your growing child. Okay, here I want to share with you on setting internet safety. Okay, getting out personal information again. The safe and unsafe. This is something where you can actually go through a lot of questions here. Okay. Now, coming across pornographic website, I give example just now. Is it safe or unsafe? Okay. This is where you can actually download and you can actually share with your child. Chatting with someone on internet is the in thing. So just be more open to make new friends online. Safe or unsafe? Sharing personal problems and experiences, we see that a lot in the Facebook, in the in the Instagram, yeah. Okay, is it safe or unsafe? Is it okay or not okay for your family? Okay, using it at night until the early hours. Having an online profile helps to attract people who are interested in the same hobbies and things in life. Okay, safe or unsafe? Or what kind of profile? What kind of profile? What kind of profile do you allow? Receiving emails from strangers, meeting a person whom you've met on the internet alone. Is it okay or not okay? Okay, so now these are the things where you may want to go through with your child. Okay, and okay, I mentioned about cyberbullying. Okay, what is cyberbullying? Bullying, when it is causing emotional hurt, causing stress. Okay, having a sense of low self-esteem, be worried about going online. Okay, these are some of the symptoms of victims of cyberbullying. Pornography, of course, we know. Okay, something which another part which are inappropriate. Okay, displaying or show of explicit sexual objects, matter, nude pictures. Okay, the anatomy. Okay, these are all considered as pornography. Okay. In sexuality education, we do touch on pornography. Okay, and it is we know also distributing any pornographic materials is also covered under the Penal Code Section 292A. Okay, possessors, produce, publicly exhibit, distribute, and sell. So do we share this with our child? And some of this, I think it has been touched in the school, but I think as parents, we can just, reiterate. Okay, and then again, why pornographic materials are illegal. Okay, these are all, okay, some of the information we may want to share with our child. Okay, and then helping our child navigate online, set house rules on what the internet can and cannot be used for, set time slots for use, especially when you have more children at home, put computer at a common space at home. These are already the solutions. Encourage communication about what your child sees online. Okay, and then use ISP predefined. I think I already touched on this, parental controls. Okay, we used to have K9 protection, Norton Online Family. Okay, and then these are the things that we can discuss with our with our children, with our families. Okay, what are the alternative activities again? All right. Ada a lot of scenarios. Okay, I think I shall just skip this. Okay, where if we have time, we can actually go through, assess the situation, whether okay or not okay. Okay, getting assistance. Okay, very important. I think we as parents should also know where can we get help from. I think this is also part of the questions that parents would want to know. I think Ms. Hatim actually did mention, okay, where are the places? Touch Cyber Wellness, very interesting. They have a very specific department on cyber wellness. Some of the Family Service Center, all this, Tinkle Friend, Bully Free. I'm sure, okay, of course, when your children are in school, okay, they can definitely talk to their teachers, talk to the counselors in school. Okay. All right. Again, another website. Yes. So this is exposing gadgets to young children. What are the consequences now? Okay. There are questions on how early can we actually expose our child to using handphones, to using gadgets, to using all the devices. Now, research have shown that okay, the earlier the child is exposed to using gadgets, the more harm it can be done to their physical development. Okay, you can go online and do your research. Okay, because it has got a lot of effects. Okay, physically, mentally, psychologically, to a very young mind, to a very young child. Okay, these are the risks of early exposure to gadgets. Speech delay, there are research done on this. Yeah, so please do go and do your research. Okay, speech delay, autistic disorder, short attention span, prone to cognitive delays and behavioral issues, risk of obesity, and also anxiety. A lot more risk. A child below 2 years old, I do not really, this is something which if I have my own grandchild, I'm hoping, right? And I hope you too can change the behavior, be a model to your children, be a good digital citizen, okay, model, yeah. Do not expose your very young child to gadgets at very early age, because I know parents, when they go and eat outside, okay, they quickly expose their child, to because of learning, because they start to learn a lot of things from the internet, from the videos. Yes, but how often do you expose your child? Okay, I mean, in our own development, okay, do we really need to have the gadgets? Do we really need to have the gadgets when we go out? Okay, I saw babies even, okay, less than 2 years old, holding the devices. Okay, is this safe? Okay, it may cause, again, I did not say this, there are research done. Okay, there are research done. Okay, and recently also, okay, I think age appropriateness is very important. Okay, yeah. Okay, in Canada, okay, keeping children, okay, below the age of 2 away from digital screens of any form. Okay, this is also recommends that parents limit children between the age of 2 to 5 years old to less than 1 hour of screen time per day. So this is the recommended time, screen time, okay, which is, kalau boleh lah, if possible, okay, less than 1 hour. So we can actually still look at our development, our parents' development. Okay, do they need screen time at a very young age? Okay, do they develop to become a more holistic person? Okay, or do we develop into a more holistic person without exposing ourselves to the gadgets in our early years? Okay, so our children need to be post online. Information can be misused by others who might want to harm our children. There is a need to look for safer ways for them to behave online. They need to find healthy alternative activities apart from spending time on internet to avoid addiction. Okay, and I think we as parents, I think I cannot emphasize more. we need to set our family, not just set, but share these family values with our children with regards to setting an appropriate, being a responsible netizen, right? Yeah, the citizens of the internet. Yeah. Okay, so I think inshallah I have finished with the presentation. I am sorry if I've taken a lot of your time. It is 9:30, right? 9:30. I apologize for overshot, right? So I hope what I have given, inshallah, is beneficial in one way or another. I apologize if there are things which are not appropriate, okay? And if there are any questions, inshallah, we can share together, inshallah. Jadi wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sis Suriati, I think you have given us a very thorough presentation on cyber wellness.
Alhamdulillah.
And I think that whatever that our parents have been sending us all the questions, it has been answered, everything there. I mean, let me just go through the questions out. How do we pantau our children on the devices, on HP laptops and things like that?
Yeah.
You mentioned about the apps that we can use. How do we control our kids and children's regarding their gadget addictions? I think number one, first and foremost, is how using a role modeling is important to begin with. So it is a reflective question on myself as well. I go everywhere with my phone. So if I don't want my kids to do it, I should do it as well, right? So yeah, so that's one, and also refocusing the energies to something else.
Yeah.
The lessons, classes, other classes, masjid, things like that.
Yes, of course, yeah.
What's the appropriate age for them to own their devices? I think this one depends on the families themselves, right? But less than 2 years old, kalau boleh, don't let them use screen time, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any, like, for example, opinion on what is the appropriate age for kids to own their own devices? Because I know, like, for some kids, parents has had to let them use the phones because sometimes they go
out,
from school, so they walk home.
Yes, usually as far as possible, any children below the age of 7, to me, I think 0 to 6, they should not. I mean, personally, I feel they should not have their own handphones at that time. Do not expose them to I think, but I mean, this is a caveat because I know that some parents they watch learning programs, right? Learning programs through handphones, and you're already exposing the child to the programs via the handphone. But again, whether you want to use a handphone, you want to use the tablets, or you want to use the computers, right? But exposing them to handphones itself, below 6 years old, I mean, to me, it is not appropriate yet. But maybe when they go to school, 7 and above, then they may to me they can already have their own handphones, but with specific guidelines of use. That's to me, and how they can use, as I shared just now.
Okay, thank you so much for that. I think that is something that the parents can consider lah. Okay, so then how do we approach children who disregard any form of research or evidence, experiencing effects from too much screen time? Again, this is a parenting question, right? How parents are the one who set boundaries. So if the parents do not obey, the kids do not obey that, then that's a different story lah, with rewards and punishment to begin with. And the last question, I think, is associated with this as well. What can we do when children break rules set for gadget usage? Example, using a laptop at night when everyone is asleep. So yeah, it's a setting of boundaries, and where parents set boundaries, whether it should be given punishment or some kind of with.
Yes. So I just want to add in terms of setting boundaries. It is a topic by itself, a parenting topic by itself on setting boundaries, because in setting boundaries, sometimes it is actually a test of patience, whether we as parents are we see through. That's the most important thing. Can we see through? Let's say if we set a reward system. Okay, reward systems normally is easier because it's something positive, something nice, you know. Okay, because it's reward. Everybody, every child loves reward. Even 10 cents, 20 cents, 50 cents, $1. I mean, in terms of my food, or in terms of, you know, giving them you know, additional you know, space, you know, whatever activities, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah. But when you talk about withdrawals, when you talk about withdrawals of those rewards, like when we talk about imposing the penalty, that is something which sometimes as parents tak sampai hati. Tak sampai hati nak buat. You don't have the willpower to make it to see it through. Okay, example, no screen time. Okay, less screen time. If you, I mean, if 2 hours, now 1 hour only. After 1 hour, the child will be banging. No, start showing tantrums. Mommy, please, one time. Okay, so do we have that willpower to say no to our child, so that, you know, they can become more resilient, so that they can become more confident, inshallah, and they learn from their mistakes, inshallah. I think that's the most important thing. Yeah.
I think that would wrap up our whole discussion for today. I have learned a lot, and I hope that the participants today right now have learned a lot as well. So I would love it if our participants here can give us a feedback form, so that we could learn more about how we could improve, or we could call Madam Suriati again and have further talks for family developmental programs in the future.
Inshallah.
So, Madam Sis Suriati, thank you so much for your time. I truly appreciate it. And may the ilmu that you gave us is full of barakah for you and for us. So, before that, I would just like to remind people to give us your feedback, and I do appeal for you to donate to Firdaus as well, because the more you donate, the more that we can continue more activities like this, in that one activities, events, resources that benefit the whole of the community, inshallah. You can in our code here, or you can also click on the link in the chat box, so that you could contribute to our future da'wah in this, inshallah. Next, okay. Again, thank you so much, everyone. I would like to close the session then with Tasbih Kafara and Surah Al-Asr. Sis Suriati, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time here with us, and hopefully we can inspire more parents to step up with wellness when we put this up on Facebook and YouTube, inshallah. Okay, so let us close with Tasbih Kafara. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. So thank you so much. We hope to see you in the next online session that we have on conflict and communication in marriage. Apa saya tak faham dia. Okay, thank you so much and good night, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.